Okay, going into our week 4 matchup, we're making a double transaction. We're dropping, first off, we're dropping Nidoking for Infernape. I've never really cared for Nidoking. I haven't done good with it, and it was kind of my mistake of the draft. Drafting it second round, man, is pretty rough. I should have just stuck with Mamoswine like I was going to do from the start, but yeah, we're going to drop Nidoking. I understand it's very powerful, but if you're going to be base 85, like, you can't be so frail. I've never been a big fan of Nidoking. So we get Infernape, gives me a fire and a fighting type. I didn't have a fire type before, and I feel Infernape, not only is it a better Pokemon, but it is fast, it could U-turn pivot, and I feel it's a better stealth rocker. And second, the second transaction for this week, we are going to drop Scrafty for Roserade. Now, this wasn't the tough part. Dropping Nidoking was easy. I actually love Scrafty, and it sealed the deal week 1. It really shined for me week 1. But, yeah, to make this work, I had to drop the Scrafty, and we got Roserade. So, yeah, these kind of helped my hazard stacking game. Now we have a Spiker, we get T-Spikes, and we got a better Stealth Rock with Infernape. So, yeah, sucks to see Scrafty go, but Roserade's cool. I'm a fan of it. So, yeah. We're actually, for week 4, we're, as you're about to see, we're going to bring Roserade. We're not going to bring Infernape. So, that's it. That's transaction number 2 and 3. We only get one more for the rest of the season, so we got to make these 2 count. Yeah. Oh my god, it feels so good to have a working computer. For so long, my computer would just crash and restart, even while I'm doing my recordings. Not just streaming, but YouTube recording. So it looks like we're in the clear now. I'm very happy about that, very pleased. Anyways, this is week 4. After this battle, we'll be officially halfway done with our season already. So time flies when you're having fun, right? Anyways, this week we face Coach YashaIndigo, and their team is called the Winnipeg Dragapults. First of 4 very, very tough matchups straight, in my opinion. So this is what I predict them to bring this week. First off, their Terra Captain is BEWEAR, a Pokemon I normally don't see in draft. But with the ability to change their type via Terra, it could find a lot more opportunity to set up with Bulk Up or Sword Dance. The Bulk Up set's pretty damn scary, to be honest. So, very impressive and scary Pokemon that I normally don't respect. Second, we have Zygarde 50. From my experience, Zygarde is actually normally banned in Draft League, and is the primary threat on this team. So, I'm fully expecting it. It should come, even though you have Misty Terrain on the team. But I'm extremely, extremely terrified of like a substitute Dragon Dance set. If you change Fini's ability, you could run Coil on, you could run Glare on it. So, yeah, pretty scary stuff, man. Zygarde should definitely come, and it's the Pokemon I'm most scared of. We have Tapu Fini here, one of my personal favorites that I draft quite often. Excellent Pokemon that is mainly supportive. You could support the team with Defog, one of the best defoggers in the game in my opinion. But you could also set up dual screens. We got beat bad in week 2 by dual screens, so you could do that same kind of setup this week. Next up we have another thing I'm very scared of. Along with Zygarde, we have Necrozma. Necrozma is another top tier threat that is very flexible and versatile. And I am extremely terrified of like a Calm Mind and Stored Power set. Fortunately for me, Necrozma doesn't have much for dark types. Even though I don't have a dark type on my roster, we can make shift dark types, right? And that's actually what I'm planning to do. So not only am I bringing Terra Dark Escavalier, but we're also bringing Dark Silvally. So Yeah, we're bringing both of those Pokemon in an effort to keep Necrozma at bay. 5th, I'm fully expecting Chandelure to come, most likely a Choice Scarf set. I say it should come because Flash Fire, the ability, is actually really good to protect Forretress as well as Fluffy BEWEAR. So you have Stab, Shadow Ball for Latios, and just to smack everything with neutral damage. Stab Shadow Ball is going to fucking hurt. And you have Energy Ball coverage for Primarina, so yeah, I fully expect Chandelure to come. I'd be surprised not to. It's pretty scary with a Choice Scarf, you know? And the last Pokemon is a wild card. Primarily, I'm expecting the Nihilego because Beast Boost. It could snowball. You get a Beast Boost going, and it could be lights out for most teams. If it's not Nihilego, I'm thinking either Kilowattrel, which is a very fast flying electric type that could pivot with both Volt Switch and U-turn. And fun fact is actually, when I was playing Gen 9 for the first time, it was my favorite Pokemon. My favorite Gen 9 Pokemon. And, yeah, my favorite Pokemon in my playthrough. If it's not Nihilego or Kilowattrel, I'm expecting Forretress. Forretress could come. It's a very annoying Pokemon that could lay up either Spikes and Stealth Rock, if not both. It could also act as a slow Volt Switching pivot, as well as explode for valuable chip on something. So yeah, that's our week 4 coverage. Hopefully I could explode and get a win. It'll be very sweet. Both me and Yasha, we're both 1 and 2, so hopefully we could win this, tie up our record at 2 and 2. Last week that stung. That stung me so hard, man. I really wanted that. Win. But yeah, it was a grind out game and we lost. So hopefully we could win this one. Let's go. Alright guys, here's my week 4 battle against YashaIndigo and the Winnipeg Dragapults. Before I get started, let me ask you the question of the week. What is your favorite dragon Pokemon? Mine is Hydreigon. I love anything Unova. And yeah, Hydreigon's my favorite dragon. What is yours? So anyways, we have Yasha's team right here. It all makes sense. I'm very surprised to see Cincinno here. I would have expected Chandelure, most likely, or maybe even Nihilego, but we see Cincinno, if I'm saying that correctly. Anyways, here's the battle. Let's get it started. Turn 1, I get off to a bad lead here. I lead Zeraora, which I felt was fine, but he goes for Zygarde. So I am forced to switch out right away. There is no way in hell I stay in here. We go Latios. 1,000 arrows right here. Right off the get-go. It's a 2-hit KO. They go Fini, and I could Parting Shout always. I Parting Shot always in front of Fini, and we go into Roserade. Roserade is like my Fini check. Always, so, we lay up spikes. We know Fini's never going to stay in, right? So we lay up some spikes to kind of punish switch-ins. Probably the only time I laid up hazards so far this season, by the way. So, Roserade already putting in the work. But we switch out into Zeraora, as I was saying. I'm glad we brought Zeraora for this thing. And we go for knockoff, knocking off heavy-duty boots here. By the way, it was cute that Kilowattrel missed Hurricane. Where was that last game? My opponent last game went 6 for 6 on Hurricanes, and we're already seeing some RNG in our favor. So finally, I was overdue, right? Anyways, Kilowattrel gets out of there, and Zygarde comes in. Zygarde will always come in against Zeraora, right? Yeah, Zygarde's scary, so I need to switch out. I always need to switch out. And the only thing on my team that could kind of eat 1,000 arrows is going to be Silvally. I made it very bulky. And it's the only thing that doesn't get 2-hit KO'd by 1,000 arrows on this team. Once again, I'm very surprised Zygarde is allowed. Like every other league I played in is banned. Just for 1,000 arrows, you know. It's not that busted of a Pokemon, but it's a busted move, so. Anyways, we need to switch the fuck out. I think I go Silvally here, right? As I was saying, it's the only thing. Silvally has a bulk to make 1,000 arrows a 3-hit KO, so I believe I go into Silvally. Let's see what happens here. 1,000 arrows, it does 39%. You go Kilowattrel, I parting shot out into Zeraora, and we knock off here, we get our first, Zeraora claims the first kill of the game, so. We go Zygarde. Once again, I gotta switch, no, actually, at this point, I felt Zeraora was the least useful character, least useful Pokemon on my team. I need everyone else, right? Everyone else has roles on my game plan. So we sack off Zeraora, giving me a free switch in into, I believe we go Slaking here. Zygarde here is at 76%. I am Choice Band, Giga Impact. So two things could happen here. I either get rid of Zygarde, which is my #1 threat that I'm most scared of, the biggest oppressor of the team. We're either going to kill Zygarde, or we're going to either kill whatever comes in, or heavily dent it, right? We go Giga Impact, and this guy goes BEWEAR. I'm very glad. I'm equally scared of BEWEAR, and we do a whopping 67%. It kills me with close combat, so it's all good. It's all good. BEWEAR's at 21%. It's -1 on all defenses. I wanted to go for Sludge Bomb, try to get rid of BEWEAR, and they go Tapu Fini instead, which I'm equally down with. I'm equally down with the Tapu Fini damage, so we get a huge Sludge Bomb coming this way. It doesn't kill, but it does heavy damage. But yeah, we go for a layer of spikes because I figured Fini was switch out, right? They defog. We go for Sludge Bomb here and get rid of BEWEAR. We go for Grass Knot, actually. We go for Grass Knot. And Amy Rose gets her first kill of the season. By the way, Grass Knot looks really good on this team. I didn't know how heavy Necrozma was. It's a 2-hit KO on Necrozma. It's nearly, I think, a 2-hit KO on Zygarde. BEWEAR is pretty heavy as well, so Grass Knot was a good move this game. Anyways, they go Cincinno. And the only thing that this was a surprise curveball. I did not expect this Pokemon to come, but it's fast. It gets U-turn, and yeah, you have like, what do you call it? Skill link shenanigans you can do. My only Pokemon that could really take moves from this thing is Escavalier, so we go into it. It's a Steel type, so we resist Tail Slap. So we're gonna go Escavalier. Let me get caught up here. Where was I? Yeah, Cincinno is a big threat, so I have to go Escavalier. And I think they go Tail Slap here. Triple Axle, actually, which will eat that, regardless of the miss. They go Tapu Fini. I go for Mega Horn, which would have killed Cincinno outright. But this Fini comes in, and it eats it. You know, this is a Fizz Death Fini, if I've ever seen one. Because if you were, like, just 252 HP... we would have killed you. We would have did that 29% or whatever you were at. So there's definitely Fizz Death Fini for whatever reason. We always go Roserade. Whenever Fini's here, we're going to go Roserade. We're either going to do damage or lay up spikes. So they switch out, I believe, and they go back into Cincinno. I have Synthesis, so I could recover health. At some point, yeah, they go Cincinno. I always have to go Escavalier. We get heavy damage. Look at that damage, man. I never used Roserade before this season. I'm very impressed. I don't even like grass types. I like this grass type. This might be my favorite grass type now, besides Mega Venusaur. But Escavalier is eating that damage. We go for Mega Horn, and we go for knockoff. We knock off Tapu Fini's leftovers. Cincinno comes in. We kill it with Mega Horn. Here comes Necrozma, okay? Here comes Necrozma in front of my captain, Escavalier. And this is the reason that I'm Terra Dark on Escavalier for this Pokemon alone. Because Necrozma, as amazing as it is, it doesn't have the best coverage, in my opinion. But yeah, it could have Heat Wave, which would kill Escavalier, even with AV, I believe. So we have to Terra Dark just to avoid the Heat Wave kill. So we do just that, I believe. I believe they go for Heat Wave, which we eat it. We're not weak to fire anymore, and we're Assault Vest. Not only are we Assault Vest, we're very Spadef. We invested a lot of Spadef here. So they land their Heat Wave. I take it, and I go for Mega Horn, and we miss it. Of course, I'm going to miss the 85% accuracy move. We go for Mega Horn again, and we kill Fini finally. They go for Zygarde, and I want to switch out. I want to preserve Escavalier. It's very important to me. It's very important because I'm scared of Necrozma. And yeah, Zygarde comes in, and at that point we identify this is Choice Scarf Zygarde. I didn't know this until that point because I think Silvally should have outsped there. But yeah, we identify as Choice Scarf Zygarde. Anyways, turn 28, right? We're here, Roserade. We just want to go for no, we go for Synthesis instead, actually. They go for Calm Mind, so things are getting scary. I go for Grass Knot, which I was saying is a 2-hit kill on Necrozma. And they kill my, Roserade. I go Terra Dark Escavalier here. And this right here is wild. Going to turn 32, I believe. Necrozma Oko's Roserade. Escavalier comes in. And this is Necrozma. This is Necrozma right here. It has a Calm Mind up. It's +1 in special attack, +1 in special defense. Necrozma goes for Heat Wave at +1. We live. 3%. We Oko back with knockoff. We Oko back with knockoff, bro. Turn of the game, man. For sure. Escavalier hype all the way. They kill me with Outrage. And unfortunately for my opponent, I'm Choice Scarf Dragon, too. I'm Choice Scarf Ice Beam Latios. So that's the game. That was close. That was close, man. We needed this game after dropping the bag last week. We needed this game. It was a nail biter for sure, man. I'll tell you, I was very happy to win this game, but I have not been that stressed out from battle in like forever. Like after this battle, of course I was happy I won, but I felt sick. I told my opponent I felt sick. Like my hands were sweaty, knees weak, mom spaghetti. No, my hands were sweaty, man, and I was like stressed out. I felt I lost some more hair. I was really stressed out from this battle. I was very happy we won. But the big shout out here, once again, was Escavalier. The AV Terra Dark Escavalier. 3 kills. 3 fucking kills. It's my kill leader now. It's my kill leader. It's not the best Terra Captain, of course. Going into future seasons, I'm going to look into other captains. I'm very impressed some of these coaches, what they picked as their Terra Captain, you know. Going forward, I'm going to want a captain that could either pivot or has some kind of recovery. Like someone's using a Avalug, a Terra Captain Avalug, and that thing's hell of impressive. That thing's like the best Terra Captain in our division. It's very impressive watching those battles. And that team's undefeated or close to it, so yeah. Terra Avalug with recovery, you know, that's pretty hype. I give props for that one. That's very creative. But yeah, but we're talking about Terra Dark Escavalier this episode. Hype. 3 kills. It's my kill leader. It's the MVP for this game. Living that Necrozma Heat Wave at +1 was super clutch. If we die there, we lose the game, I believe. The co-MVP too as well. I'm going to give a big shout out to Slaking. Slaking would have killed the Zygarde at 76%. But what does it do? My opponent switches out. And I was very scared of BEWEAR. BEWEAR could have been the toughest Pokemon to face this matchup. And Slaking enabled me to weaken it. It did 76. No, it did a lot of damage, right? It did so much damage that BEWEAR didn't have the opportunity to set up, or it didn't get to Terra. It didn't get a setup like I thought it would in the team builder. I was scared of BEWEAR, and yeah, Slaking was the reason it didn't get to pop off this episode. So shout out to Escavalier for sure, first and foremost, and shout out to you guys for viewing. Drop a like. That was a very much needed win. Closest game I've done in Pokemon in a long time. It really came down to the last Pokemon. Dragon on Dragon, right? Scarf, Zygarde versus the Scarf Latios. I'm very glad we brought the Scarf on Latios. Excuse me. It was my countermeasure for a +1 Zygarde, so pretty hype. By the way, that was Latios' first kill of the season. I've been using this Pokemon wrong. I've been doing something wrong here, but it got us first kill of the season to seal a game. To seal the game. So now we are at the halfway point. 4 games into the 8-game season. We're 2-2. We would have been so good. We would have been sitting pretty if we won last week. So, bummer we dropped week 3, but we rebounded week 4. So once again, what's your favorite dragon Pokemon? We just ended the game on a Scarf Dragon duel. So
it's time to
yeah. Thank you guys for viewing. Catch me next week. Week 5 we face another demon. Who is my week 5? Galactic Empire, and their team is called the Alaska Articuno. So I'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for viewing.